Afternoon, everybody. I'm going to tell you all about the trip, how it went. It was good. Me and Jennifer had a good time on our honeymoon, and I hit it on the slots 3 times. Won enough money to get the 4-link and the shifter. So that worked out good. I hit 3 nights in a row, and Jennifer won a $5 chip. She didn't win shit, but anyway, she did win a $5 chip, and we were in line to cash in her $5 chip. There was a slot right there at the line. You know how they got them everywhere. I stuck $1 in it, hit 777s, $800. It was a good time, man. We had a blast. Now I'm gonna put a video up here in a minute of the RZR trip in Jamaica. It was bumpy as hell, so the video is real shaky and stuff, and but you know, you might want to watch it, you might not. It might be too shaky, it might make you sick, but you know, riding on those things it's not like riding in a Jeep. I would love to have the Jeep there. If you ever go to Jamaica, it's a nice place, but once you get off your tour or whatever you're on, you want to go back to the ship. You don't want to hang out there. I thought I was going to have to fight a guy before we got out of there. I got pretty pissed because they were pulling on the old lady and just doing crazy shit, and about went to jail in Jamaica. But you know, after that, everything was cool. I just wanted to tell you all about the video I'm about to post here after this one, and but I did win enough money to get the 4-link and the shifter, which is good because, you know, it was going to take me a minute to save up that. Worked out well, and I don't even gamble. I just tried it. My brother-in-law had he come up to me at the wedding and gave me an old Indian head nickel, and he told me it was his good luck nickel. He was drunk, so about an hour later he came back. He said, "Hey man, I can't believe I gave you my damn lucky nickel, man." He said, "Man, that thing's lucky." He said, "Can I have it back?" I said, "Yeah, man, I'll give it back to you." So I went to give it back to him, and he's like, "No, man, don't. Karma, just keep it." But hey, I had that nickel with me when I won that money. If any of y'all want to borrow it. But I drove the Jeep today, went town in it, and I'm going to show y'all what I did. I don't want to hear no shit from y'all either, because I know this ain't cool, but this is what I had to do to drive it before we can get the 4-link under it. Big, heavy, oh shit, that one's loose. Big, heavy ratchet strap. Just putting tension up on this where it can't drop down very easily, just to drive it, you know, a few miles down the road to the store and stuff, just to make it drive a little better. But it works. It works good. I could re-drill these leaf springs and make these work, but I don't want to do that. I've wanted to triangulate the rear of this thing since I've had it, and never have. Now we're at the point to do it. But we got an engine coming. It's supposed to came today, but he didn't bring it. We're going to be rebuilding that 4.0. It's just going to be a cheap build too. It'll be something that you guys could do to yours, you know, if it was smoking or something like that. But I'm going to try to set the camera up and try to video this better than I usually do other things. We'll tear it down here and put some stuff on the bench. We'll lap the valves in the head and check it all out. The engine that I'm doing is only a year old, but my buddy filled it up with water, and we got the water out of it, and it smoked for a while, and it got worse and worse and worse, and it killed the rings. When you break in a new engine, the cross hatches that you put in there with the hone puts a chrome-like surface on the rings, on the face of the rings, so it stays slick and smooth like glass on there, and it seals. When you get water in there, it takes the oil out of the cylinder, and it just wipes that off the rings, and they leak, and you get blow by, and it smokes and just turns to shit on you. I'm thinking that when we tear it down, it might not be bad The crank might not be bad and all that, but if it is, he's gonna have to get one for it, a crank kit. But we'll look at the crank. I'll show y'all how to check that stuff, you know, just a quick check. And then we'll put it back together and plastic gauge it and see what our tolerances is. And if it's good, we'll be able to rebuild the whole thing for a few $100s, whatever the engine, the re-ringing kit is for it. We'll see if it's standard bore or standard grind on the crank for the crank and the bearings. We're gonna leave the cam bearings alone, as long as they look good and they're not eat up, which they shouldn't be. I just put this motor in this Jeep a year ago, about exactly that. Hell, it's probably less than a year ago. It was last summer, and he filled it up with water and damn ruined it. It's a 4.0 that he's put in a hell, I can't even think. Put it in an older Wrangler, and it's got a carburetor and stuff on it. We've fabbed onto a 4.0 intake, and it works all right, but it ain't working perfectly though. The three runners closest to the carb are running richer than the end ones, you know, because it's closer to the carburetor. So what I'm going to do is, he didn't have the money at the time to do it any differently than that, so now we're going to get a new style intake for the 4.0, and I'm going to fab that up and put the carburetor on that and see how it does. But it's got a one-wire distributor in it and all that stuff. But we'll tear that thing down, clean it up, put the head up on the bench. We'll go through that, put valve stem seals in it, and relap the valves in, put new rings and bearings in it, and put her back together until he blows it up again. But we're gonna, when he puts it back in there, I'm gonna make sure he runs a snorkel the right way, because it wasn't ran the right way. And it don't take much getting water in one of them to ruin it. But basically, I wanted to check in with y'all and tell y'all WJ's been doing good. I've been running it every day, you know, and it's not showing any signs that it's going to be a bad deal with that engine. So we're still going to do this. Just been kind of tied up. Sorry I ain't made any videos, but I've had a lot going on, as y'all probably know, you know, with a wedding and stuff. But anywho, well, y'all have a good one. I'll put that video up. If you don't want to watch it, you know, if it's too shaky for you, it's making you sick, I think I'm going to put one up after it for the kids. If any of you guys have kids, and we went to a dolphin show, so if you want to show your kids the dolphin video, I won't monetize it or anything. You can just, y'all can let your kids watch that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, y'all take it easy. We'll holler at you later. Bye.